Hi, my name is Amy Pemberton. Steve Milliman hired me almost 25 years ago, and we've been partners for over 20. I can tell you that I know of no other person that is more deserving of an award for professionalism than Steve is. He's an incredible mentor, he's very smart, he's collaborative, he's honest, and he is an amazing person. It is my great honor to introduce Steve Milliman as a recipient of the Idaho State Bar Professionalism Award.
Thank you, Amy. For those of you that wonder why I might still be practicing law, in large part it's because I have partners like Amy Pemberton, who I greatly appreciate. I am not unaware of the irony of the fact that I stand here on Election Day contemplating the subject of professionalism in the legal profession, given that we seem to have completely lost any remnant of that on the national political scene. But nonetheless, we as attorneys, I think, can control what we can control. And as I have practiced over the years, I've become more keenly aware of a few basic principles. One being that our words have power. And I think it's very important for us to think about those words and to think about the audience for those words before we hit send on a responsive email that may otherwise be completely reactive. The power of our words, I think, can help advance our client's case and can also be an obstacle to the resolution of our client's case. So who is the audience? If our audience is our client, then that's a very slippery slope in which we are encouraged to perhaps say and do things that will later create expectations that can be very troublesome between the attorney and the client. If our audience is the opposing party, then certainly name calling and inflammatory comments do very little to persuade the opposing party of the points we're trying to make. If our audience is the opposing attorney, then it does not behoove us to make assertions which we patently know are not sustainable as a matter of law or as a matter of fact. I also have tried to increasingly focus on the very basic principle of listening. To come away from any conversation, whether it's with a client or with an opposing attorney or with the court, and to not have learned from that conversation suggests that we have not listened. And it is the process of listening that I think helps our clients feel that they are able to tell their story to someone and helps us better understand our opponent's position and to evaluate that position as part of our representation of our clients. And lastly, I've tried to maintain respect for the system. Litigation is not a game. It is a deadly expensive, frequently very unpredictable way of resolving disputes. And to the extent that we as professionals can take that process seriously, can try to assist our clients throughout the process in evaluating the risks and benefits of their particular positions and courses of action, and seek every possible recourse to resolve their disputes, then we, in fact, as professionals, I think, are providing a valuable service to our clients. I really appreciate the recognition of the bar, and I really appreciate this award. It is very meaningful, and I am very grateful for it. And I wish you all good health and prosperity as we navigate the times ahead.
My name is Ben Kramer, and it is my honor to introduce Jody Nafsker, the recipient of the 2020 Professionalism Award from the Idaho State Bar. I had the pleasure of working with Jody during our time at Concordia Law. Jody epitomizes to me what it means to be ethical and civil in our profession. She leads by example, encouraging and supporting others to pursue excellence in their faith, families, relationships, and vocations. But more than just desiring and modeling that commitment, Jody has helped provide ways for each of us to be involved in bettering our profession through mentorship opportunities, pro bono service engagements, and civility and diversity courses. As attorneys, new, mid-career, or seasoned, We have the opportunity and obligation to continue to grow and mature as individuals and practitioners. One way to do this is to seek out, observe, and emulate the solid role models and examples within our bar. Jody Nafziger's service, civility, and professionalism is certainly worth emulating, and our bar and community is better as a result of her involvement. Congratulations, Jody, on this well-deserved professionalism award.
Thank you, Ben, for the kind words. And thank you to the Idaho State Bar for selecting me to receive this award. I'm truly honored to receive it and to be in the company of esteemed colleagues. I have had many positive role models in my law career, and I am truly privileged to be a part of the practice of law within the Idaho State Bar community. And also as an educator, I have the distinct privilege of teaching my law students about the responsibilities of our practice, the ethics rules, the civility rules, and to role model professionalism. And I am blessed to be in that position. Thank you again to the bar. Thank you to my mentors, and thank you to those of you who are modeling these practices here in Idaho.
Hi everyone, we are honored to introduce you today to our dad, Robert Lewis. My name's Lainey, I'm his oldest daughter.
And I'm the younger daughter, Carly.
We are so proud of our dad for all the hard work he put into his career, resulting in him receiving this incredible award.
He has always been a major role model in our lives, encouraging us to be the best version of ourselves and supporting us in our education and careers.
The last couple years have been tough for us for multiple reasons, but he has continued to be the strongest person we know.
We believe our dad was selected for this award because he was dedicated to his clients and colleagues. He has set a high standard for all lawyers through his determination, integrity, and loyalty.
Huge congratulations to our dad.
We are so proud of you.
We can't wait to cross-country ski and drink a Budweiser with you to celebrate.
Well, as a recipient of this award, I've been asked to give a short video of thanks to whoever I want to. I think that if thanks are in the offing, they should be given to Judge Jesse Walters and to my former partner, Tony Cantrell. Both those guys gave me a clear model of professionalism, and I hope that I lived up to their standards. This award comes at the end of my career. I had a little incident last year that convinced me it's time to retire. So in saying that, I just want to thank whoever's responsible for this, and to all my friends out there, see you on the flip side.
Hello, fellow 4th District Bar members. I'm Nicole Hancock.
And I'm Christopher Poozer.
I serve as the Boise office managing partner for Stoll Reeves, and I'm a litigator in the office.
And I'm a litigation partner at Stoll Reeves, and I focus on appellate law. And we're here today to introduce you to Wendy Olson and Elijah Watkins, and to celebrate them as recipients of the Denise O'Donnell Day Pro Bono Award.
But before we talk about their fantastic pro bono contributions, we want to give you a chance to get to know them like we know them. You all know Wendy. She served as Idaho's U.S. Attorney, and throughout her career, she's earned the respect and admiration of our bench, our bar, and even her adversaries.
Today, she is a Stoll Reeves litigation partner. She specializes in government investigations, white-collar criminal defense, and civil commercial litigation.
But Wendy is also a sports fanatic.
Unfortunately, she is a huge Dallas Cowboy fan.
Her daughters also play in college basketball and soccer, and Wendy and her husband Craig like nothing more than to cheer them on at their games.
Elijah began his legal career in Chicago when he joined Stoll Reeves in 2012. He's now a litigation partner, and he specializes in complex business litigation, and he regularly represents companies with products liability claims as well as other commercial disputes. He's also a family man. He and his wife have 4 beautiful girls.
And if you know Elijah, you know that he just buzzes with happy energy. He is charismatic and he always has a smile on his face, and man, he works hard. When he's not at work, though, Elijah loves to be on 2 wheels. Not the motorized kind, but a mountain bike or a road bike, riding hundreds of miles each year in the mountains and commuting over the foothills to the office.
But what we're really here to celebrate is their significant pro bono accomplishments. Wendy is a champion of others, and as an attorney, she regularly volunteers to help others in the community.
And I'm not sure how many hours Elijah has in his day, but he always seems to find ways to give back to the community.
Let us give you a couple of examples. Both Wendy and Elijah represented a woman by the name of Vicki Smith in federal court on a child custody case that involved the Hague Treaty.
And Wendy represented Ethan Wyndham, a minor who had been sentenced to life without parole after murdering his mother and then granted a resentencing by the Idaho Supreme Court following new case precedents set in the U.S. Supreme Court.
Elijah regularly represents guardian ad litem in CASA cases, and Wendy represents the Intermountain Fair Housing Council.
Elijah also represents the Institute for Constitutional Advocacy and Protection, ICAP, which is a part of a team of attorneys who are working to safeguard the election from militia interference.
And both Wendy and Elijah have spent countless hours representing a class of inmates at a medium security prison south of Boise, ensuring that they receive constitutionally adequate medical and mental health care and also conditions of confinement.
We're proud of our partners, and we are congratulating them on receiving this well-deserved award.
Thank you, Nicole and Christopher, and thank you to the Idaho State Bar. It is an honor to be one of this year's recipients of the Denise O'Donnell Day Pro Bono Award. Congratulations to my Stoll Reeves colleague, Elijah Watkins, and to the rest of the recipients throughout the state. Thank you also to the public law lawyers who generously shared with me their patience and their expertise on the cases for which I'm receiving this award. So thank you to Zoanne Olson and Monica Fabi of the Intermountain Fair Housing Council, to criminal defense attorneys Andrew Parnes and Lori Nakaoka. Thank you to Richie Epping of the ACLU and to Sue Pearson of the Idaho Volunteer Lawyers Program. It has been a privilege to represent the clients in these cases, whether it's inmates at the Idaho State Correctional Institute who fought for nearly 40 years to receive constitutionally adequate medical care, or a 26-year-old young man who is receiving a resentencing pursuant to U.S. Supreme Court cases for the murder of his mother committed as a juvenile. The new Supreme Court decisions do not allow courts to impose such sentences except for the most incorrigible, unreformable individuals. My client was not one of them. Or whether it's Vicki Smith coming from England with her son, escaping an abusive marriage and wanting to stay here in the United States. Or whether it's fair housing activists or persons who simply want to exercise their fair housing rights. I was asked recently what my interest is in these civil rights pro bono cases and why I'm doing them. And I always think back to an informative experience from my childhood. When I was a 9-year-old girl in Pocatello, Idaho, I was not allowed to try out for Manic Boys baseball, for Little League baseball. I did get to play a year later, thank you to some change in laws on the East Coast and the fact that my father was a lawyer in Pocatello. But even then, 2 years later, when I was selected for the All-Star team, those coaches, because I was a girl, let me play the minimum 2 innings at positions I was unfamiliar with and only gave me my 1 at bat. I have known all this time that you have to fight for the things that you care about. And that's why I like to do pro bono cases. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Elijah Watkins at Stoll Reeves Law Firm, here to accept the Denise O'Donnell Day Pro Bono Award. I'm really grateful for this honor, and it has very little to do with anything I've done and much more to do with some of the great people that I've been able to serve through pro bono here in the community.
So why do you think pro bono is an important part of the practice of law?
You know, when I went to law school, and I think probably like most people, my goal, kind of the thing that got me out of the seat to go to law school wasn't to represent big multinational corporations and get them to save money, which is great and I love doing, is really important. But the thing that gets me up in the morning is the idea that I can help somebody, and pro bono gives you that opportunity to do that. There are certain problems in people's lives that only lawyers can fix. certain things that only a lawyer is uniquely equipped to go and help somebody with. And so I love the ability to go and do that and serve in a capacity that makes real meaningful change and impact in the lives of individuals.
In terms of that, what does this award mean to you?
You know, I think what's so interesting about getting this award, or really any award, it has far less to do with me and far less to do with the people that I'm helping. You know, I've just been fortunate enough to be able to work on some interesting cases with some really deserving folks. And I'm the guy who happens to show up in court, but there are so many other people that are assisting me, from paralegals to assistants to other attorneys in this office, who really, you know, this is a shared award with them. But the greatest award and reward is the thanks on the faces of people who, you know, maybe they get adopted. Maybe they get some protection from an abusive relationship. Maybe they get some of their civil rights met. That's the reason why you do pro bono. As grateful as I am for this award, it's far more meaningful getting those thanks and seeing the lives of people become better.
Should others do pro bono work?
People should do pro bono work. that's a softball question.
Right,
yes.
Right.
Everyone should do pro bono work. As members of the bar, not only is it our ethical obligation and duty to do this work, to serve in our community, because again, we have a unique set of skills that only we can apply to certain situations, but it's just the right thing to do. There's people out there that need our help, that we can help with. It makes you a better attorney. It gets you into court, and it helps you help other people and make real lasting impacts in the lives of those in our community.
Well, thank you for your time, Elijah.
Thank you, and thank you for this award.
Hi, my name is Tamara Kelly, and I'm happy to introduce Whitney Welsh, who received the Denise O'Donnell Day Pro Bono Award this year. I've worked with Whitney for the past 13 years at the Ada County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Whitney has constantly been an attorney or an advocate for those who, for whatever reason, haven't had the ability to have their voice heard in a courtroom. And I'm happy to introduce Whitney, who received this award. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Whitney Welsh. I just would like to thank the Idaho State Bar for taking time to recognize lawyers who do pro bono work in our great state.
Hi everyone, I'm Murray Feldman with Holland Hart in Boise, and I'm here to introduce my partner and friend, Newell Squires, the 2020 recipient of the Richard C. Field Civility Award. Now I've known and practiced with Newell for over 30 years, ever since his first day at Holland and Hart. At that time, Newell was already an established Idaho trial lawyer, and he'd served on the staff of U.S. Attorney General Griffin Bell in Washington, D.C. Some of the things I've learned from Newell over these 30 years are to always focus on solving the client's problem and listening to your client, your colleagues, your adversary, the court, and perhaps most importantly, to your family. Newell models civility in his everyday interactions. He has a passion for justice and trial advocacy, and a zealous while always fair and civil approach to representation. That's why Newell embodies the qualities of the Fields Award. Please join me in congratulating the 2020 Fields Award recipient, Newell Squires.
Well, I don't know what Murray Feldman just said, and it's probably just as well. I could hardly be more humble, and at least I'm not having to look around wondering who it was Murray was talking about. Thank you, Murray. To be mentioned in the same breath as Dick Fields, for how one conducts themselves and acts in the practice of law, it's quite something. Dick Fields was and always will be in a league of his own. And when you remember Dick, you think about Shirley, his wife always by his side. And in other times, Shirley would be here, and I would love to be able to go over, say hello, and give her my respects. And my wife of 53 years, Linda, a nice and kind and thoughtful person as you would ever want to meet, and fun, well, her support and influence in keeping me grounded in what matters in this world, I wouldn't be here without her. And my family, and in other times, it would be so nice to be in this room with all of you, with Linda, some of my family, my granddaughters, my secretary Shirley. But this is the way it is, and we will be back together, hopefully next year. A little advice that I must say I have not always followed, much to my chagrin. Don't send that email. Let it sit. Tone it down. Or maybe get on the phone. Make a call to the lawyer on the other side, or the people that you're dealing with. It'll make your life and the practice of law go smoother and easier. And that's something we can all use. Finally, and most importantly, I've always been so thankful to be an Idaho lawyer. And to the lawyers and judiciary of this state, it's not hard to be civil and professional when those you deal with day in and day out treat others like people ought to be treated, and treat one like one would like to be treated. We're lucky. Thank you to the bar. Thank you to the professionalism and ethics section for this award. It's very meaningful to me.